Yo, what's going on out there? It's Anything Goes Podcast. It's your boy Sean Peoples. People, I'm here with the AGP family. We're here for a special edition of the Anything Goes Podcast tonight. Where we're gonna have some conversations about issues and situations that's going on in the Black community. So I hope y'all sit around, enjoy, give us some feedback, talk to us, let us know your opinion, let us know what you think before we get started. I was watching the podcast from Sunday night, and I did not realize that the Haitian friend that I have on my friend list put up a picture with Haiti, but Haiti was spelled wrong. So I guess I'm not from Haiti, so But prayers up for Haiti. Jamaica and Haiti got hit by a earthquake this past Saturday. Jamaica is doing well. Haiti had a lot of catastrophic problems going on there. It's like they can't catch a break. So hopefully everything will get better there with them soon. I'm here with Cherie. I'm here with Shortman. I'm here with T. I'm here with Mr. Razor. I'm here with Lola B. Yo, Lola B. What's going on?
Hey, y'all. Happy Tuesday.
Only-
Almost halfway through the week.
Almost for your favorite day.
Yes.
You're always happy. You always happy when your favorite day is right around the corner, Lola.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Mr. Razor, what's going on with you, my boy?
Ain't nothing. I'm here. Like you said, prayers up for Haiti. They're going through a rough time. Prayers up, man. I know a lot of Haitians out there, and it's really rough on them.
Yeah,
but just my prayers going out to them. But yeah, I'm here. I'm chilling, man. It's a hot day. The rain eased up a little bit. I got to give my weather report. We should get another day of, a little bit of a cloud tomorrow and then rain after that. So
okay.
I ain't got nothing else.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just want to let you know you suck as a weatherman. I just want to put that out there, even though you're my bro. Got bad luck, but you suck as a weatherman. Yeah, man. T, what's going on, girl?
What's up? Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. New night, Tuesday, with the fam. Blessed by the best, as always.
We do. You ready to go get him? Ready to go out there and snipe him out with this knowledge that we got for them tonight?
A little bit, a little something for him.
Yeah, we got him. Yo, Short man, what's going on with you over there, man? What's going on, Mr. Shorts?
Man, living and loving life, man. Happy to be here with the AGP family. Can't talk, my mouth is hurting, but it's all good.
Yeah, man. Did you get a Botox shot in your mouth?
I wish that was the case, man. I got 18 months of these grill that you can't see.
Yeah.
Oh, the Invisalign.
Yeah,
that's exactly. The pain not invisible.
You got the clear fronts going on.
Yeah, I got the clear front.
Gangster, do it again, gangster. Oh man, Cherie, what's going on with you?
Hi, hola, buenas noches. What's going on, everybody? Happy to be here. Let's get ready on this Tuesday night, almost Friday, y'all. Let's keep going.
The
Almost
week
Friday.
be over and so quick, man. The week be running out so fast.
At that point, though, every time the week started, we talk about something. Where's the end of the week at?
Yeah, man.
I was like, we had the beginning of the week.
We run by so quick.
We were rushing it through. We need
Hans, big up yourself, Hans, big up yourself. Big up my African brother out there. Big up, like we said, big up Haiti.
Big up my niece and nephews, my sister-in-law, Haitians. Big up.
Big them up, definitely. Big up all of my Haitian brethren, Sapa say. Big up all of my intertwined, married in the family, Haitian family. Big up on yourself too. It's a rough time in Haiti. Some people haven't heard from their families in a while and all that stuff. So we praying they get through this. So let's start this conversation, fam. Let's talk about why we're here. we're here to have a good conversation about what's going on in the black community. We're here to have a some good dialect, um, give our opinion, what we think should happen, should change, what we think is some of the problems in the community. Yazzie, big up yourself. Thanks for coming through. There's a lot of stuff that go on in the community, man. So let's start with I want to start with let's start with police reform. Um, the other day, Sharp Man sent me a video, and the reason why I didn't put the video in to play tonight is because it got a little too hectic in the video. I didn't want YouTube to come and start a whole bunch of back and forth with them, so I kind of just left it alone so we could talk about it. But the video, it shows that officer was arresting a man. The man was talking back to the officer. The officer decided to punch him in his face a couple of times while he was in handcuffs. And this is the stuff that keep going on and on and on. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, but we've been talking to people about it. And these are the same things that keep going on and on and on and on and on. But yet we're always told that we're paranoid or we're overthinking things. And, I don't feel like we're overthinking anything. I feel like we're at a point where, a change has to have to happen. And I think that in stuff that affects us in our community, not only problems with the police, we're not just going to deal with that. We're going to deal with stuff that we're inflicting on ourselves also. But let's just start with the police reform and police brutality. What do you think about this situation, T?
Well, it's hard to just put it into like how we can fix it. You know what I mean? Like we keep seeing it. We know it's going to keep happening. More and more examples of it. Technology shows it. It's kind of like you don't want to see it anymore. You want to see something be done about it. What can we do to get this righted? Like we can't just keep acting like it doesn't exist. We can't just keep acting like, okay, we're going to put this officer in jail. We're going to put this officer. It's the whole system completely that's really affecting us, and I'd hate to think that each of these individual officers just really, hate people, because of their skin color. It's a lot of the stereotypes and what they're taught and, the aggression that they're so scared of that, some of them just react. And, how can we change that? How can we change that dynamic in our community? Because it's not just something we can do. That's something that they have to take care of,
Yeah. I think, it comes to a point sometimes you kind of get tired of talking about it. You're tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. You just want to change. You want different actions to be taken. It's kind of to a point now where I feel like, marching and talking. I guess we got to keep awareness out there, but I'm to a point that I'm just tired of seeing this nonsense. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of going back and forth with people about why this is affecting us, and I'm tired of trying to let people understand why this is affecting us. I don't, to some people it's like it's a myth, like we're making this stuff up. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm with you. I'm just tired of the whole thing. They talk about reform and they have to do this. It's so many law that has been like they trying to put through Congress and all of those things, and nobody do nothing. We protest, we march, and it's the same thing over and over again. Now you got certain people now they videotaping people. I saw this girl, she was in her neighborhood, walking in the street in her neighborhood, and the lady is telling her, stop, is illegal to walk. Like they and they call them.
I feel the same way you feel, or that's the same way I feel. It's sickening. I'm tired.
And police come and it's automatically us.
Yeah.
It's automatically us. Automatically us. It's automatically us. I don't care if we're calm. if we're yelling, if we're saying please, thank you, no sir, yes sir, they still find a way to do something to us. And it's just sick and tiring.
That video Sean was talking about, when it first came out and they were releasing it, everybody was like, well, why didn't he just relax? Why didn't he, why did he have to resist? Like he was this and he was that. And it wasn't until, they dropped all the charges and they were like, no, that I'm appalled by it, that other people finally actually saw wrong in it. But up until that point, they actually were saying the guy was wrong and they were, oh, he had a gun on him. Okay. A lot of people have guns on them now because now we have rights and now we can walk around with guns the same way you guys have walked around with guns. It's just it's the stereotypes and it's the police training too, because I don't want to say it's just the white officers, it's some of our own Black and Latino and minority officers who have the same exact thought process and stereotypes of us. So it's got to be part of their training, the same way the same way they what's it called when they bring it to the workplace. It's been a while since I've been in the workplace, you can tell. But when they have the sensitivity training, isn't it sensitivity training?
Yeah.
For certain things, I remember going through that, in the medical field, like they did that with us when it came to, sexual orientation, when it came to handicaps, when it came to all of that. Never once have I ever had one when it comes to a person of color, you know what I mean? And that's something that people need because people have these crazy stereotypes that they just treat people any kind of way, based on their skin color. And it's not right.
They don't care. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Short man, what you think about this? Go ahead and read what Yazzie wrote also, and let me know what you think, your thoughts on this situation. We can't hear you, Short man.
We can't hear you.
Imagine if we didn't live in times with social media and smartphones. We wouldn't know about any of this. They've been getting away with this mess for far too long. Yeah, well, I say that a lot because this is not new. It's been going on forever. We've been telling them for decades now. Yet they used to treat us like Chicken Little, like we're crying wolf or whatever, or the sky is falling, like we're saying that the sky is falling, but they kept looking and say, oh, the sky's not falling, but now they see the sky just constantly falls every day, right? It's just not, it's like rain, the sky is just coming down. And so yeah, if I sound exasperated, it's because I am. I'm
sick of this.
It's depressing almost, to talk about this stuff. But it's like we don't have a choice to talk about it. But what I want to point out is, why is the onus always on us? When
that's like we can't change the way the police act.
We can't
do that.
It's a bad power structure. The power dynamic is evident. They have the power, we don't. and if we so-called act up too much, we'll get what's coming to us. You know what I mean? We'll be on the bad end of something. And I'm just,
you remember like back in the day when they had the small towns and they like said, forget the regular police, we're going to police ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, do we need to get to that point for them to understand? You know what I mean? Because y'all kill us more than we kill each other.
Exactly. and the reason they were put here anyway was to corral us, was to control us from way back in the day, right? That's where they were that's why they were there anyway in the first place, right? And it's just continuing. And like you said, T, it's not just the white officers. We have our own and Latinos and other Asians, others, they treat us the same way because it's embedded in their culture.
Yeah.
And when a black officer, like I have plenty of friends that sheriffs and police back in the days, and even now,
detectives, family members of the officers.
So they get indoctrinated, and I think once they get there, they forget they're like us. All they have to be is out of uniform one day, and they'll get the same treatment, and they still don't. It still doesn't ring true to them. They still don't get it. Because they think if they say, "Oh, I'm a cop too," they're gonna get let go. A lot of times they don't. They get the same treatment until they can take it to the station, and they have to prove that they're a cop. Yeah, they get the same treatment, and they still they're all on the force still, and they don't speak up every day. They should be screaming every day at the top of their lungs, every single day, for justice for all of us, to be the same. Because that video we're talking about, that guy, I mean, the guy really was in
That
handcuffs,
was horrible.
and he just kept punching him. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, and everybody else was around saying like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? He's in handcuffs, and he just kept punching him. And the other officers are there not doing anything.
Nothing.
Now
I was proud of those men for standing up for him though, and throwing it and stopping it, because he would have kept hitting him and kept hitting him. Like, that's what stopped it, was them standing up against the police as a unit. Just you know what I mean, versus
and
people by themselves.
Yeah, and God forbid, I don't preach violence, but it's gonna come to a point at some point where people are gonna get fed up of it, and those guys that was throwing the stuff, the trash and everything, trying to get him to get off that guy, it's gonna go further than that. Mm-hmm. And then they're gonna say it's us. Then it's gonna be we're the ones.
We're animals.
Exactly.
Yep. Well, we're already animals, so it's like in their eyes, we're already animals. So we're always gonna be wrong.
We're only a small percentage of being a human being. Tundi, big up yourself. Everybody that's out there that's on the live so far, please go ahead and hit like on the like, share it to your social media platform so we can have conversations with you, your friends, and other people around. Mr. Razor, what's your thoughts on this situation, man?
Well, this is just a sad situation all around, because I've been seeing this going on for years and years and years, and like y'all mentioned earlier about the cameras, we're seeing what's going on. It's not like we're not seeing what's going on. We're seeing everything that's going on, and yet still there's no accountability. You could literally watch somebody murder somebody on live camera on TV and put it out, and at the end of the day, nothing gets done. And that's the part to me that's really frustrating, because I'm a guy of principle. If I see somebody do something to a cop and he was wrong, I'm gonna say you're wrong. And if I see a cop do something to somebody and I know they was wrong, I'm gonna say the cop was wrong. So I'm a guy of principle, and if I see wrong, you got to say it's wrong. So the fact that we are seeing wrong being done and nothing is being done about it is just it's kind of asinine to me. That this stuff is going on in today's 21st century. That we should be holding people accountable for this. And it's crazy. They have bills that's in the Senate and trying to pass these things so you can have police reform, because it's evident that we need the reform, that needs to be passed. But yet still we have a bunch of people that's sitting in the Senate that's not acting on it, and the only way I kind of see that we're going to get anything done is to get rid of these people, because they have a certain beliefs, and their beliefs is not going to change unless we get them out of there. That's the only way their beliefs, we're going to get the reform, because it's ridiculous, and it's not in our favor. We constantly see every day that we are getting murdered, and there's no accountability, So it's such a long list, and I know T brought up the training issue earlier. The training is so crucial, because you when you're in a certain community, it's just like when we was in the military, right? And you go overseas. They tell you what you can't wear, what you can't do. You have to basically learn that person culture, to know what they are doing, because you can't go over there and act a certain way, because it might not be good for you, So you have to know what kind of people you're dealing with.
But they don't respect our culture, bro.
Yeah,
exactly.
So when you're in,
they need to do psych evals. They need psych evals on police officers before they take them in.
Exactly.
But I've been saying that. I've been saying they need to have like a strict psych evaluation, because a lot of these guys come with a certain amount of animus towards black people already.
Yeah,
they come built that way. They come built that way, and they're ready for the stuff. I
Yeah.
use some
I
other
know,
words, but
like even
they
like
want it. Yeah, they want it.
even Centera does like a personality, training and quiz on employees before they hire them. Like that.
Yeah.
This is something they
Most
really,
places.
because they're
Mhm.
giving these people like power, like true power, and everyone can't handle that.
But it just makes good sense though. But the thing we keep coming back to is reform. That's never going to happen. And I'm not saying in a pessimistic way. I'm just saying it's never going to happen in the sense that the guys in Washington, they only care about having the job. They don't really want to do the job. They care about the prestige that comes with the parking spaces and whatever other little perks they get. Because they don't. All they care about is the power, the status that it gives them.
Yeah.
They're a senator, they're a congressperson. They
Mhm.
don't care necessarily. And I don't want to cast aspersions on all of them because some of them may care, but they look like they don't because nobody's doing anything because nothing's getting done.
They
They're waiting on the next election. You know what I
They
mean?
don't care. They don't care about. They care what looks good to their people, the people that's voting for
No,
them.
they don't care about them either.
Well,
They care about the money.
They don't care about each other
Paying.
sometimes.
They
yeah,
care about the people that's putting the money in their bank account.
yeah.
Big up yourself, Coolie G. Big up yourself. Bless up everybody out there. Hit like and share, please. Lola, what's your thoughts on this situation, man? We ain't got to you yet.
I think that it needs to start from before the beginning, because a lot of times the people who end up in these positions where they're supposed to be protecting and serving are, the ones who, when they were in school, maybe they were bullied or whatever. So then they get that power they get what they feel like is that power. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to take out everything that happened in my life on whoever I come across. And of course, it always happens to be us that they choose to do that to, because they see, the history of it and they know nothing's going to happen to me if I do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they feel like, okay, this is what I can do to get all my frustrations from my entire life out, and there'll be no consequences for it. So like y'all was saying, I think the psych evaluations, like all of this needs to be like, it should be hard to get this job, and it's not.
Yeah, it should be hard to be a police officer.
Right.
All you gotta be is 18 over and be
Right.
able to pass a little test and maybe not have a criminal record. I mean, it's not hard to get the job, and they give them 6 months of training, 8 months of training.
Not enough.
They
Like
need
dealing
to have
with people's
they
lives.
need to have a bachelor's. If y'all want, they need a lot of theory. It seems like, because obviously the practical stuff ain't working out. They need theory. They need to learn history. At least at a minimum, they need to learn history. At a minimum,
they need to train like how I think what is this, the sheriff department? They put them out in the communities and learn about. I think that's how they train. I'm not sure. That I was reading something about training and that popped up, and they say that some sheriff go out to the to the community and stuff and get to know the people.
Yeah, I mean they call it community policing, but yeah, you know what I
mean, that's part of their training to get to know the communities and stuff like that. So.
I mean, it humanizes us in a way when people come out and get to know you, and that works for some officers. But there's some officers they don't want to know you.
No.
Right.
You could send some of them out of the community. They don't want to know you. They may know they may know Billy Bob and what's her name down there. They don't want to know you.
They don't want to know.
They don't want to know
because when they come, they already come into their car with an attitude, with a presume of power. Not to be like, hey, what's going on? It's as if they're looking down upon you. Like, hey, I'm a human just like you.
Well, 3/5 is a bad fraction to call a human being. You know what I mean? So
in their eyes, we're not humans.
There's a lot of jobs though where you know what I mean, are responsible for public safety, and you're still, like in the medical field as a nurse, no matter how the patient treats you, it's still your obligation to take care of that patient. Right. You know what I mean? They could be the rudest. I've been called so many different. The little colored girl. Like I've been put down. I've been called curse words and everything by patients, and still had to smile and take care of them like their life depended on it. So if I can do that in my profession, these cops can do it. But when they have this gun on their hip, when they have these escapes, and they have this power trip, like they're above the law, they enforce the law. That's where the problem comes in. We can't just keep saying, oh, yeah, there are some bad criminals out there. There are some really terrible, sick people in this world, of all colors, you know what I mean? But there has to be some responsibility and accountability in them.
They can't keep treating us though like every one of us they encounter is a criminal. They don't know our pedigree. They don't know nothing about us. But if they encounter us, the color of our skin automatically makes us a criminal, makes us a threat for some unknown reason. And I'm trying to figure out, where does your fear stem from?
It's part of the training.
They forget that they're supposed to be enforcing the law, but they're not.
You have to realize, like, a lot of these older, when you get a new cop that comes in, they get teamed up with a veteran. You know what I mean? So when you get teamed up with the veteran officer is already going to inflict all of their feelings, all of their perspective. It may be a good one. Some people get good veteran cops. You know what I mean? But some of them get Denzel Washington on training day. You know what I mean? And like, you just don't know. But that is what impacts the younger people coming in, and they need to check that.
So we're all saying here that we need reform, and that's the thing. So on top of reform, there needs to be accountability. Needs to be like the number one thing, right? Accountability for these guys, not this whatever they call it, qualified immunity or whatever, so called.
Because they're at the top of the food chain, so it's nobody to police the police.
Exactly, certain things you can't do to them. I mean. I think accountability is the biggest thing. They know that 9.99 out of 10 times they're gonna get away with it.
Definitely
9.999 they're gonna get away with it. They know that. And if they can make you look like, if they can say something disparaging about you, and 9 out of 10 times the other guy's gonna believe it, or 9.999 they're gonna believe that.
That's
But if it's a white person, they automatically give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, he must be telling the truth. But it's always,
or when they're acting out, he must have mental issues.
Exactly.
Calm down.
It's a lie.
Down.
Yeah.
They just seem to have a lot more patience.
Yeah.
I saw. Okay, here's a video. I saw a video yesterday.
Beating up the girl, beating up the other officer, and that one shot.
Two white ladies, and the cops down here, and one's up on the stairs. And she's giving them a hell of a time. And the one up on the stairs drug it, and they both fell down the stairs. And not one shot. They didn't punch her. They didn't do anything. Well, nope. he almost did. I think he just pushed her down or something. Told her, shut up, stop. I mean, I'm just saying.
He got close.
Nobody got gun butted. Nobody got fired on. I mean, he almost busted his neck, but nothing happened. I mean, he was so. Oh, he yelled at her very sternly. Oh, you better stop it. Stop. Get away from there. Really? Come on, man. I mean, if that was me or you, any one of us,
we would have been out of here.
We'd have caught a bullet.
Right.
Darling, when you reform police, you have to consider reforming judges as well. They
always say
it's all the way. It goes all the way up. It's the whole system.
The district attorneys, the mayors, the senators,
and see, it's like the breakdown of the police itself, because you got like.
I'm gonna tell you something.
State police, you got state police, then you got county police, then you got, like it's all individualized too. So it's,
I've been in court,
like they put out these standards, but they're not doing the same standards in New York that they're doing way down south somewhere. So.
Hey, I seen the prosecutor, the judge. I seen the prosecutor, the judge, and the defense attorney go to lunch together and came back to end the case. I seen them go to lunch together. Yeah. I seen them go to lunch together, all three of them. How are we supposed to deal with that?
I know this for a fact. Paying the right amount of money to a lawyer can get you a long way.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're gonna do dirt, you best to have your lawyer money to the side.
I know this
no matter what.
Because they may hate it. They may hate what you did. But if you got a lawyer and you pay him enough,
they gonna get it. They might get it off.
Oh yeah, no, you will get off if you pay them enough.
You gotta get a lawyer who's in that courthouse on a regular basis. You can't get Johnny from Portsmouth to come out to the beach and try to work you out. No, you got to get a beach. You know what I mean? Like
somebody they see every day.
Someone who they know work that kind of stuff out with. Because the same way that the public defender going and don't care, you paying somebody,
they are in cahoots.
they gonna act like they care. They gonna act like you their best friend.
Right.
They are in cahoots, man. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
But they got to hold these people accountable, because especially when they find out that you lock somebody up for falsifying information, and you just walk away from it. Okay, this person been in jail for 10 years, because you falsified information and put this person in jail. But when this person come out of jail, they find out, hey, this person is free. Now you that falsified is just get to go on and live in your regular life, while this person just spent 10 years in jail.
They may get a reprimand. They may get a reprimand or something. Maybe.
A slap on the wrist.
This is the part that always got me, right? Because like they try to act like the police aren't the biggest gang. They get upset, and their whole thing is to come out and to get us to snitch on each other for a case, but they don't snitch on each other. And when someone tells, like they go by the same street code we go by, you know what I mean? That they say is so crazy. But if someone tells on another police officer, all the other cops,
they blackball them.
You know what I mean? Yep. It's like nobody wants to work with you. Nobody wants to do that. So like,
you're a snitch. Like, all of a sudden, you're a snitch. All of a sudden,
you're a snitch. But you want to keep getting everybody in the streets to snitch and possibly lose their life. You know.
Well, let's be clear, guys. They may not say the term snitch. You're a rat.
rat. Listen, it never changes. I don't see a change coming anytime soon. They have so many bills been being written for years, and it's been sitting on desk. And until we decide that we're gonna start holding some of these people we vote for accountable and start voting more, start taking stuff like that personal, because we have this intention in our head that voting doesn't matter because our vote don't count. Well, these people spend billions of dollars yearly to stop you from voting. So something
there's a reason.
Something is happening.
Something going on.
A lot of us haven't figured it out yet, though.
Yeah,
A lot of us haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're never gonna conquer, man. And I kind of stay out of this conversation a lot of times because I'm tired of having it.
Yeah,
it's draining.
Honestly, it's like how many times do you say the same thing over and over again?
I'm about to start cussing some mother effers and devils this and devils that. Let me move. Let's move on to the emasculation of men. T came up with this topic for us tonight.
Really? You T? Really?
I did. You want to go there? Especially me, because y'all, everyone says I'm a He-Man woman hater.
Oh yeah. You take over the game. This is a serious topic that
plays a big role in the community, more than people realize.
It definitely does. I think that depending on which angle are you taking it from, you want to attack it from all angles, or you have a particular angle that you want to take it from.
So you say emasculation.
The demasculation. You know what I mean? This is something that has been going on since slavery. You know what I mean? What they have done to our Black men, and how they have systematically even put us against our own Black men to continue this cipher, because the longer that the Black man is down, you know what I mean, the longer us as a people are going to be down. Truly, you know what I mean? And it started with slavery. They saw, if you think about it, they saw these Black women standing for these Black men, because Black women, we stand for our men. When we really got a man, we stand for him. You know what I mean? So they saw these women standing for men who couldn't stop them from being raped, and they still loved these men and fought hard for these men and did all this. And these white men who had these spoiled, rich women in the house who, you know what I mean, didn't care about them and didn't do everything that they saw these Black women do, so they continuously tried to split us apart from our Black men, you know what I mean? And in slavery, they did it by raping the women in front of you, showing him he's nothing, he can't save you, taking our children, So it started there, and then we became free, so to speak. And what they do again, they attacked it in a whole nother way where they went and they did things like allowed the Black women to get public housing. You know what I mean?
Well, they
You
use the
can
welfare
have public
system.
housing, but
you can't have the man.
have the man in the home. You know,
Right.
like we're gonna give you a place to raise your children,
Big
but
By yourself.
the head, the man of the home can't be there. You know what I mean?
Even if he's working, he can't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like he
Like-
can't be there at all, you know, and
That's crazy.
that separated it, and it also gave women this sense that they were above their man, you know, like I can provide a home and you can't do this, you know what I mean? And they weren't allowing them to get jobs. They weren't allowing them to truly get education, you know, so our men had to do trade jobs, you know what I mean? A lot of them had to go to trades, and they worked under these white men who got all the money for it, and they gave them pennies for it, you know what I mean? So it's like, and it still goes on, you know, like that's why these laws are this way, to keep our Black men in jail, because if our Black men are in jail, they'll never be able to get these good paying jobs. They'll never be able to get ahead. The woman will continue to need to use the government, you know, to feel like she's getting ahead. And in the process, she's demasculating that man. We are now looking down on that man, you know, we don't really have to, you know, some of us do have it, you know, where we're hustling and doing that. But, you know, the majority of women, we don't really get into the street life like the men go through, you know, and we are more advanced when it comes to actually getting education and things like that. It's changing now, but you know, we got ahead of them and we looked down on them and we became so independent, but that's what they wanted us to do. Because if we stand behind our man, you know what I mean?
Did that lead to more women? Did that lead to more women having to feel like they have to be independent overall?
We had to be.
It wasn't a choice.
But you have to understand, like, that's what they wanted. They wanted us to be against you, and they wanted you to resent us because we had this. But that's what they gave us, you know. As long as we're against each other, we're not gonna flourish.
Yeah.
So they do that in every aspect.
Unfortunately,
they like
it's
for us to be separated. They don't want a strong Black family. They don't want us. They don't like.
If you break up that family unit, if you take the head off, the whole, you know what I mean? Us women do a great job because we're strong. We are strong. We're resilient.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? And a lot of women raise men, but we can't do the same thing that a father does for their son. I don't care how masculine you are as a woman. You know what I mean? And we need to understand that. So that's why they removed that unit. You know what I mean? They had to take the man out of the equation.
Yeah, it seemed like it's still
and keep us at odds.
It seems like it's still flourishing today. I mean,
it definitely is.
That was the plan in the first place. To destroy
the
Black family structure was tight.
But do we think now though that we're smarter and that a lot of us kind of see what's going on? I think maybe in ourselves we're not.
A lot of people
we're not preaching. A lot of people see it. But they've
been conditioned. So
right, exactly.
It just goes on and on and on from generation to generation.
Right, and the people that's so a lot of us see it. A lot of people see it, but there are a bunch of people, and maybe more than we want to know, that don't see it, and it's hard to reach those people. Right, it's hard to reach them to get them out of that mindset because they're. I mean, like I said, they're conditioned, and there has to be like a retraining of the mind to get them out of it. And I don't know how we do that. I don't know how we do that.
Not to be funny, but like I hate saying it, but Black women as a whole, we're the ones you typically hear say, Miss Independent. I got my own. I'm gonna do it on my own. You don't see the Chinese. You don't see none of them other like
the strong Black woman. Strong Black woman. I don't want to be the strong Black woman.
That's what they conditioned us to have to be because
my wife's not here.
That's because they took the head of our homes and made us this way.
Woman. Just let me be.
I don't think any woman really wants to be like You know, unless they're like
like yeah, you can be independent, you can have your own, you can do, do things on your own, but no, baby, come on, leave me somewhere.
Right, what I'm saying,
yes, that's what we all want.
I joke
We just
with my
want to
wife.
relax.
So I'm saying, I joke with my wife, right?
us.
I always say you're independent. I tell my wife you're independent. She's like, I didn't sign up for that.
Right,
So-
right. Yeah, I'm with
That's what
her.
I'm saying. So,
I don't want to
it's
be
a
nobody's
joke, but-
strong nothing.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
I'm good.
The thing is the system, they set up the system like that because the black family was coarsely put together in slavery days, was tight knit, because we realized the sufferation and stuff that we've been through, and they systematically try to destroy the black family by doing that, by if you raise the if a young lady needs the assistance, she's making a certain amount of money, she can't make 50 cents to $1 more, so she has to stay in a place of poverty, because if she get a raise of pay, they're gonna put her out of the housing. Right. And if she married dude, then they combine both of their income and tell them they don't qualify to stay there. So how are you helping this person? You're keeping you're purposely keeping them locked in a system that they can't grow from.
There's no way to get out of it.
That's the whole thing. They built the system to do that. It's not an
accident. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is built like that. That's why they're doing that. It's systematically built for it to happen like that. How do you get somebody out of that system that's stuck in that system now, feels like I don't need this dude to help me, or I don't need this girl to help me because I got housing and I don't need nobody to come here and rescue me. I don't rescue myself.
I'm not saying it's easy. What I am saying is, or what I'm trying to figure out myself is, how do we get to a point as a people that we get back to that we try to retrain some of these people? Do we need programs? Do we need like a charity? I hate to use that term.
It starts at home. You know what I mean? Like we have to.
I think that we have to where we start from, because with this whole pandemic that's going on, and a lot of people has realized that just the minimum wage in period is horrible. So a lot of people realizing now that if they're getting unemployment and it's more money than what they're making at their job, and that's insane to me. How is it that I'm making more money from unemployment than what I'm making at my job? And that's a system that's set in place. So what we got to do now, and we understand that we have to. A lot of Black people are starting entrepreneurship, and they're seeing that, hey, if I go and I open my own business and I do my own thing, that I'm making more money. So you see, a lot of people are deciding that they're not going to go back into the work field because I stand better off building my own business and getting my money, So a lot of Black people are I think they're starting to see.
Let's be honest. It ain't even staying at home to build business. It's staying at home because I'm getting paid more money to stay at home.
Yeah,
the government ain't doing this by mandating
people do not want to go back to work.
By mandating people to pay a surviving pay. So why am I gonna go out there and work 40 hours a week when I can stay home and get more money than I'm gonna go out there and work and get 40 hours a week?
Jazz was telling me, because she's a manager at a restaurant, she was saying that there's people that they come but they just disappear. Nobody wants to work.
No,
restaurants only make like $2-3 an hour.
No, they're about to give even that the unemployment is just they have to apply for jobs. But they're about to start. I think September 1st they're going to give $1,000 sign-on bonus for someone to get a job, and I'm sure it's going to have
well, I mean,
stipulations. But a lot of these companies, honestly, got these PPP loans to pay people sign-in bonuses and stuff to incite them to come back to work, and they chose to pocket the money instead of putting it out there. So that
they're making money hand over fist, and they can pay a living wage. They're making money hand over fist.
Big up yourself, Mr. Ward. Big up yourself. Hey, if you're out online, like,
listen,
and get us some
let me
some
say
more
this again.
people here to have this conversation with us.
All right, here we go, guys. If you're sitting back, you're watching the live, please share with your friend. Do not be stingy. Please do not be stingy. Share with your friends. Don't be stingy. Share with your friends. Anthony, thanks for being here. Love you, bro. It's been a minute. I ain't seen you in a long time. We'll link up soon. Yeah, please share the live. Let's do this. But honestly, though, we need to pay people a living wage. People shouldn't be in the richest country in the world and having to work one job. Okay, if you have to work two jobs, I get that. But two jobs sometimes can't help. It's not enough for people. Two jobs. It's not enough.
If you work in two jobs in America, you already lost the fight.
Right.
And because there's nobody that works two jobs and is rich. You work in
well, there you go.
You lost the fight in America already. And the government is set in still a no motion. So that's why this is actually a time frame where a lot of people are actually coming up in life, figuring out that they can start their own business.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are not going back to that job they were at last year.
Using the
like
money.
A lot of people don't filter in like
using the money to build on to what they already have. I know people that use some of that money to start their own little small business. Some people are cooking out of their homes, doing barbershop from inside their own homes.
Paid a lot of their debt off.
I know people that started food trucks.
Got a new car, reliable car, so they can get to work. There's a lot of things that happen. But what I don't like is the people that sit around and judge these guys and talk this nonsense about how they should go back to work. How about you want to go back to work and think
they just haters, yeah. They haters.
For all our lives, let them work the system if that's working for them right now.
Exactly.
The system has taken so much. Half the people who are working right now, like that's what people don't realize. Half the people who are working right now are paying, who lost their jobs. We're paying Social Security that they will not get themselves when they get to that retirement age. You know what I mean? Like
half the people die before they
die before they even get it.
Never go bankrupt,
and it's just sitting there.
When they say money that's going, money is because they're taking money out of it to fund wars and to fund other. Social Security can never go bankrupt.
Around with everything else.
And when you then when you die, they give you $250. That's
it. That's it. Unless you're disabled.
What am I gonna do with $250?
Nothing. That ain't even enough to give to everybody.
But give it to me though. Because you ain't gonna do that.
These companies though, they make all this
still
money.
Won't collect that though. You know
and
what I mean?
nobody's getting a lot of people are not in the stock market. You know, a lot of people are not getting stock market money. They don't have a 401k, but they're working these jobs and they're getting this minimum, not even minimum wage. And what is minimum wage in certain states? I mean, on like $7.50, $9, depending on what state you're in.
Yeah, they're raising it now.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's been that way forever. I mean,
years.
Yeah,
food's gone up. Rent,
everything's
gone up.
Everything's gone up. Everything's gone up. But
the pay have been stagnant for years.
Even ketchup gone up.
Everything gone up.
I purposely went to the store last week to make sure that I watched that I looked at prices of stuff. And I'm a person that keep my receipts. So luckily, I was able to find one of my grocery receipts from Walmart and Kroger about 2.5 years ago, and I'm comparing the prices of everything, and it's ridiculous.
You low-key hoarder, you. You low-key hoarder, you.
I keep my receipts because at times when I buy stuff, I need to take them back. And when I want to take them back at times, they tell you don't have a receipt, and you don't have this, and you don't have that. And also,
2.5 years.
But you said 2.5 years, and it was a grocery receipt.
I have a system. I have a system that I file stuff in, so
okay.
I won't lose my receipt.
Oh, you real meticulous.
Say you got it.
Go ahead with your organization. I like it.
Okay, all right now.
But back to this demasculation thing, man. So I don't think a lot of people realize that it's in the community, that it's here in the community. I don't think people understand how to read it. I don't think people want to accept it at times, because there's a lot of times that we look at stuff with what's going on with men, um, raising kids gonna be a topic for us. One of our topics this Thursday, we're gonna talk about selfishness of some people and how they bring kids about. But when T said earlier, I mean, how is it possible for you to raise me as a man? As a man,
You're not a man.
I mean, you can raise me as a good person, as a
Right.
woman.
Yeah, I can
That's
give you
not
some good
yeah,
morals.
yeah, you can give me some good moral, but as a man, it's not possible. Somebody gonna have to do that job, and if I don't have that person around, how is that gonna work out for me?
Trying to figure it
Often the
out on your
boys
own.
have, often these boys are, unfortunately out on the streets looking for that kind of male figure, you know what I mean?
And end up
Um,
with the wrong
that,
one.
The wrong one.
like sometimes it be, a bad guy sometimes, and I hate to say it, because it happens and we don't talk about that a lot in the African community either. Sometimes it's some of these perv old black men who do this to our sons as well, and these boys hold that kind of stuff in and have no one to talk to because they're afraid of it, but
Mhm.
there's predators in all kinds of forms, and when you don't have that father figure,
The
that father
strong
figure
foundation.
there, whether it, that's why it's important, if you don't have the father there to have, like, your father, sometimes it's just a whole bunch of women, a whole
Mhm.
bunch of burnt women raising these boys, you know what I mean? And that right there can be a toxic situation too.
Yeah, I mean, I think with that with the whole man women thing, I think it's become a point where it's so pressed. It's like it's a competition now. It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know,
Hmm.
it's not a competition of love anymore. It's not a competition of I mean, it's not a thing of love anymore. It's a competition of what I do, what is necessary for me. How is this necessary, and how am I going to live my life? I mean, I
Mhm.
guess in some ways we're all guilty of wanting to say, it's all about me, but it's never all about you when it comes to a child, and it's never all about you when you live in a community that depends on you and certain other people to make the community vibrant so people can survive. So I think a lot of people mistake that the whole fact of them being uh I might have a little bit more than you, so now I feel like I'm better than everybody in the community. I have a little
Mhm.
more education, I have a little bit more money, I came from a little bit more higher class background, so now I'm better than everybody. That's not how it works. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
you have to put yourself in that situation to work your way into being the high class personnel that you're trying to be, because you got some rich scumbags out there, rich low based.
It's plenty of dirtbacks out there with money.
Yeah,
Plenty.
Oh, it's plenty.
Plenty.
Oh, it's plenty.
Plenty of them. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. And that we like you said, it's a lot of competition, a lot of competition. I got
Yeah.
this, I got that, I drive this, I drive that, so I'm better than
Yeah,
you.
I mean, people need to stop comparing themselves to other people and
That's
strive for
it.
what you want.
Everybody's an individual.
Yeah,
Like
strive for
Right.
what you
you're
want.
winning.
Yeah,
What's for me is for me. What's for you is for
exactly.
you. Just because
I
something
mean,
worked for me don't mean it's gonna work for
I
you.
mean,
You
you
know
may
what I
be
mean?
happy with $50 while the other guy he may want $1,000. Everybody is
Mhm.
not the same. Everybody doesn't have the same aspirations, nor necessarily should they. We're not. We're
Right.
all individuals, like you just said, T, and we just need to
Yeah.
realize that and embrace that. I mean, we can all strive to do better. We can all do better, and there's
Right.
room for everyone to do better. And people don't realize it.
Exactly.
When we all do better, there's gonna be less crime, less people looking at what you have to get what you have. There's gonna be a
Mhm.
whole less. I mean, your kids are going to do better. Everybody's going to do better as a whole if we
Right.
all do good. So keeping
but
the other person down doesn't do anybody any good. I don't know
Right.
why people think that. That
See,
Mhm.
keeping somebody down does.
I
I don't know why.
realized it. I realized that when like I joke around with it a lot, and it's a lot of truth to it when I say nowadays the guys want, the guys are acting like the women in the relationship. And I joke around with it, but I had to like really try to analyze like why, how did we get to this point? You know what I mean? Where like these guys, like it's really like it's a weird vibe when it comes to dating now. Like the guys really want you to do everything that a man's supposed to do. But it comes from, like I said, the demasculization. They had us become so independent. We could do it on our own. What do we need you for? We don't need you type of, vibe that the men kind of like, okay, well, if you got all that money, you make more money for me, then go ahead and pay the bill.
And
you
they
know
saw
what I
their
mean?
mamas doing it.
I see, like, we'll pay the bill then. You know what I mean? Like, it's so it has a lot to do with us. It's not like these men just woke up one day and was like, forget that, and then like
It's
like
crazy.
I said, though.
But ladies, I say this to y'all all the time. I don't know where y'all find these men that y'all talking about.
I didn't find them, but I know about them.
Y'all need to
Some of
see
the stories
run,
are other people too.
I don't know any of those guys. So
I know where they are though. I know where they are though. There's a new show coming out called F-Boy Island. I guess that's where they are, huh?
Yeah, that probably.
What is that?
That sounds right.
Look, is that America?
No,
is America now island?
It's America, boy. It's a new show, F-Boy Island, premiering sometime or whatever. It's on somewhere. I see the advertisement around. Yeah.
UK,
Great.
big up yourself. Thanks for joining in. Share this out to people, please. If you're in the 7 area, don't forget Carnival season is around the corner. We'll be here this Thursday for Ratchet Righteous Thursdays from 8 to 10 plus p.m. So don't forget to come and log in with us there. And we're also here every Sunday night for Top 5 Sundays. So don't forget. Lou, big up yourself. My brother Lou just joined in.
Hey, Lou.
Hello. Remember.
Let's move on to misinformation, man. Misinformation in the Black community. I think this is one of our biggest problems. I think that this is one of the biggest killers in the Black community. I think it's secondary to well, not even secondary. I think it's the top of the list when it comes to what happens in our culture, what happens in our community. I think misinformation. I'm gonna show y'all something that I see today, and I want to know how many of y'all actually realize this. So I saw this on Facebook about 5 years ago, right? And it made itself around. If y'all seen it already, I cropped the top part of it off, and it said, "How old were you when you realized that they were brothers, Kenny Whittaker and Forrest Whitaker?" You know what the nonsense is? That's 2 friggin' pictures of Forrest Whitaker that people have been passing around and telling people that's his brother. Years. He even come out himself and say that's 2 pictures of me. And in our community, people, today I've been in 5 conversations with people telling them that this is fake, and they've been arguing me down, telling me that it's real. Even when I
did no research.
Yeah, even when I go.
He does have a brother though.
Even when he does have a brother, but his brother doesn't.
But that's
Damon don't look like that either.
That's 2 pictures of him. His
Damon
brother
look
doesn't look exactly like him. His brother, you can tell it's his brother, but he doesn't look like him. He doesn't look that much like him for them to be able to pass for twins. And that's the problem in our community. We always, and I just use this because I don't want to single out anything that's widely important to make anybody feel attacked. Because this is easy and it was nothing that can cause an uproar. But this is so simple for you to laugh about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me go to Google real quick and see what's going on here. And they don't go to Google. Now, I have conversation with a couple of people, and when they realize that, oh, okay, I didn't know this. Yeah, and that also happens too. But a lot of people argue down. Because people don't want to be wrong
in the world.
So the problem is,
it's okay to be wrong. Just learn from it.
Exactly. That's another thing too. People need to understand it's okay to not be right every time. It's okay to say, my bad. Thanks for the information. Next time I'll do better. But we need, you know what needs to happen though? They need to disable the share button on social media. They need to disable that button.
They need to disable social media.
They need to disable that share button because the first we do.
I'd be happy that we having a fact check on stuff nowadays too, though. Now, like that's one of the things I'm happy with the new upgrade on Facebook is they got the little fact check and it be like this is false because
we should be doing that for ourselves though. Just as a human being, as a person, we should be more discerning. We should be more scrupulous about what we're taking in and passing on.
Yeah,
because I'm giving you bad information. I'm hurting you. I'm hurting the next person. I'm hurting a bunch of people.
Yeah,
I'm hurting a bunch of people by doing that.
Like
a lot of times it's part of the marketing though. You know what I mean? Like you'll see the ads where it'll say a story headline, and if you actually click on it and you go and read it, you'll see the story is completely opposite from the title that you just clicked on. But people just keep sharing it and saying it. Like,
if it's on Facebook, it's the gospel.
It's the gospel. You know what I mean? People go on Facebook and before they go to the actual local news and look something up. Like they be like, someone, I saw the cops. Let me go check Facebook to see what's going on.
People get their health information from Facebook. I saw a girl put up on Facebook say, "What I need to do when I'm coughing too much." Call your doctor. Call your doctor.
Facebook has become the new
stupid.
Was it? Remember when COVID first started and the black lady came out? She was supposed to be a doctor and she was talking about the vaccine, and everybody was sharing it. This one guy that knows, like, yeah, I told you. I'm like, did you even look?
Yeah, when they had black people, when people were sharing about, oh, black people can't catch it, it doesn't affect them.
Oh yeah, that was such
a dumb thing to be doing.
What?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That was one of the first things that when it came to my mind, I was like, whoa, the Lord is finally trying to help my people.
Yeah, no, they were trying.
That was the craziest
They were trying to kill us again. They were trying to kill us again.
They did, because you know how many people were out in the streets.
Hospital up here.
Yeah,
you know how many were out in the streets, like.
Yeah,
they thought they were safe. Like they were out in the streets thinking they were safe. Because they were like, "Nah, black people really can't get it."
But guess what? Though, months later,
now
we're still consuming that stuff.
Man, they started complaining like, "Oh, they're trying to kill us." Y'all were outside talking about we can't get it.
UK saying misinformation is a big thing with us and healthcare. Definitely, I put it hand in hand together a lot of times because that misinformation leads to people making bad healthcare decisions. Listening to, you know, I have an argument with people sometimes about you're telling me, well, I know doctors and nurses and that's in my family. You're telling me that you know more than them, and you haven't even went to school to do what they do. But because you read it on social media,
you work at Wendy.
Yeah, you're telling me exactly. And you didn't even get your GED. Left school in 9th grade, but all of a sudden you know what's going on in the world. You know that this is something that planning to take out the world. They just trying to stop humanity.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's a reason why the richest men in the world took this thing before we did. You know, I'm talking about the fact that there's a reason for them to do that. There was a reason for them to beat us out months before it came official to us for them to take it. But anyway, we're not just talking about that. We're talking about just, you know,
in general, man. I mean, we talk ourselves out all kinds of stuff because we send out bad information.
A lot of times, even with jobs, even with criminal cases, I see people tell people online that, hey, if you did this and did that, you can still go do this. You don't need to go get that wiped off your record. And I'm like, yes, you do.
Yeah.
Stop setting people up for failure because you don't know what you're talking about because you read some nonsense on somebody else's page that they post up there that they didn't fact check. So all of a sudden now you come sharing it and saying, you know, you're supposed to do this and that and this and that. And that nonsense hurt people, man. Do y'all realize how many African Americans lost their life within the last year?
Well, misinformation is the biggest part of it. Misinformation is a big part of it because people believe a lot of the nonsense that was going around, not protecting themselves, and you know who was passing misinformation out? It probably came from the other side too.
Of course,
and we just took it and just.
They were the ones who planted that bug that we couldn't get it. It was like, let's tell them they can't get it so that they can get it first, and then we experiment on them.
You think we would have thought that ourselves? Come on, we think we would have thought that ourselves?
News. Y'all see them. They do misinformation campaign. They collect money and they spend millions on misinformation campaign. Like when they had the campaign saying your vote don't matter, but then paying millions of dollars more to change laws so your vote can really don't matter.
And then get mad last year because everybody voted and they lost.
Yeah. So you know it's a lot. You know, I know people from our community who work in the medical field and still pass around I know them too.
That is very true.
Yeah, my aunt said to me the other day that break her heart from all the work that she had been doing up there in that hospital and just sitting back and hearing people that have no clue what they talking about, just spreading what they feel. You feel like this is going on. Okay, it's good for you, but don't tell that to other people. Let them go find
Don't
out. Let them
poison
go
nobody else. Yeah.
Exactly.
their own decision.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can have your own opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. And science is based on fact. You just can't go around and tell people what you think about it and pass it on to them. They're passing around.
Here's the thing: you can't believe in science when it comes to birth control, your headaches, your period,
everything else. Everything
The
else.
main thing is people need to do their own research. Like
Own
you
research,
really need
that's
to
it.
do your own research. You know what I mean? Like you can't. A fact is only a fact until it's proven wrong. So do your actual research yourself.
We stomped out smallpox. Imagine if nobody got the vaccine. Come on, guys.
Vaccine destroyed small, and it's getting ready to knock out polio. Polio has only been found in 2 countries, in India and another country close to India over there.
So
and
imagine
they almost eradicated by vaccines.
We could do the same thing to this crazy thing, but yet people think it's a. I didn't know. So
I'm in no form advocating for you to take a vaccine.
No.
This turned into a vaccine.
What I'm doing is telling you that instead of passing around false information, instead of talking about what you feel about what's going around in the world, go look into stuff. And if whatever you feel, because it's okay for you to feel scared and not want to do something. But what is not okay for you to do is brainwash
other people.
What I want to know is
doesn't have enough intelligence to make decisions for themselves. You to confuse them into thinking that this is wrong what they're about to do. Because I personally know a lot of people. I've taken many vaccines over my life, and I'm still here.
But I want to say this though. I thought politics was about winning and losing, not about living and dying. You know what I mean?
That's what it's become.
Politics turn into living and dying instead of winning and losing. I didn't get that. I'm like, when did that start? We know politics is about winning and losing. You got winners and losers. Not if you live or you die, but that's what's happening right now because of politics.
Also,
people living and dying because of that.
Misinformation. One of the biggest misinformation that's passed around in the black community is that black fathers don't take care of their kids. That's nonsense.
They gotta stop that too.
That's nonsense. Maybe
what
if
you
we
always say,
the
exception is not the rule.
Exactly. There's a lot of exceptions out there, but the exception ain't the rule.
Yeah, I know more. I know more that take care of them than don't. So
yeah, and they make you feel like that this is true. That at times that I was in a deep argument with a young lady the other day about this, but she was on Facebook talking about it that black fathers, it's even an inside joke with me. I've used this with Lola. I've used this with Lou. I've even hit Sharp Man with it a couple of times, man. Whenever you don't do something that I ask them to do, I hit them with, man, you worse than a black dad. But it comes from that misinformation in the community. It comes from that me saying that nonsense, that bull crap comes from misinformation in the community. Because growing up, I really did feel like, oh man, black dads don't take care of their kids until I started seeing that, hey, but everybody I know dad is around. If their dad ain't around, it's because they either dead or in jail. So where did this come from?
Just because the child is with the mom doesn't mean that the mom is doing a good job of being the mother.
That's true too.
I know some great dudes that Lou is one of them. I can put this out there. I know some great guys that single-handedly grew their kids. I'm not saying without mother, but they were the lead. I don't know what's going on with the mic right now.
But they are great.
Can you hear anyone?
Yeah, I'm hearing people.
Yeah.
It's your mic, T. It's your mic. Plug your mic out and set it back up. But yeah, I was muting. I muted everybody mic. I muted your mic because it's your mic doing it. But let me unmute.
There's a lot of great fathers out there, and I understand why sometimes that room, because I know I don't know a lot, but I know a couple of women that have somebody, and the man just, whatever happened between them, they leave and they feel they are angry. Some women are angry, that the guy just don't take care of the child no more. But you can't say all black men, because all black men are not like that.
Right.
At all black men are not. There are some great fathers out there. Great fathers. I have one to my this and one to my
I know a lot of great fathers out there. So I don't know, this misconception really hurts us in the community a lot, and it does us no justice when you go to meetings, places, and people are criticizing us of being horrible. You're a horrible dad. You're a horrible this. You're a horrible that. That's that's just crazy to me, man.
And there are some great father figures. So I don't know what, like, some women puts down, like they go use, we all seen it, the woman that puts down men. He wasn't doing this and he wasn't doing that and he not doing this and he not doing. I dislike that so much, because
and publicly too.
Yes, like, why? Keep your, like, certain things you should keep to yourself.
We got to stop tearing each other down in public. We got to stop tearing each other down in public.
And then people love the drama, so that's what they run with. They run with that whatever's negative. So that's the thing that get blown up, and then all the good dads get overshadowed by the bull.
Yeah, by the stupidness. Yes. Like, or they be like, you a dad. Oh, are you in your child's life? That's the what?
Yeah, and women that's on their mind, with that mindset, that's just a bad thing to just come up with. I mean, you meet somebody, that's what you think. Like, why is it even on your mind to that extent? I mean, you got to get that out your consciousness. Get that out there. Definitely got to get that out your consciousness, and see, see black men and as positive role models for their kids. Find out before,
That's true. That's true. We black women have to stop perpetrating black men as bad fathers because they choose a deadbeat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darlene. Thank you so much.
Facts. That's definitely facts.
Yes, sis.
You can't be going out there picking Rambo and Jimbo, who have 6-7 different kids with 6-7 different women, and expect he's going to.
You just want to get added to the list, and then
you're number 8, and you're number 8. And you're not like, what?
And then they do it again. They do it again and again and again. Like, you number 8, 9, and 10.
Exactly.
For what? Why would you even put yourself or your kids in that situation?
I don't understand. Why would you? Why would you? Like, things that happen. If that person decides to leave, let them go. If they want to be in the,
if they're not going to do what they're supposed to do,
exactly,
let them do it. Like, you got to move forward.
But you have to move forward with your kid.
It's not fair, but it is what it is.
But it is what it is. You don't have to back. I always tell people, karma is
eat them up.
So,
and you ain't got to do nothing.
Nothing. So just go about your business. They have a lot of women say there's no good men out there. There's plenty of good men out there. It's plenty of good black men, plenty of great black fathers, plenty of great black teachers for everything. So just because you grab the wrong apple does not mean everybody does.
The thing is, it's a rush to get a man. You have to check that guy out. You have to really investigate that guy. I don't mean like that. I mean, you have to talk to that guy and figure out who this guy is. If this guy says he has 2 kids,
so you gotta wait past the 1.5 years if they show
exactly. Yeah, you just get
exactly. There's a method to my madness. But women might think I'm being, you're being a insensitive person, but there's reasons why I say the things I say, because stereotypically having a baby with somebody you only know for 3 months, you don't know what's going on in their family. You don't know what type of diseases
that's important.
Family can pass down to your kid that can affect your kid's life in the long run. So now you're just having babies with people you don't know, and that's causing a problem.
Yep, agree.
Very, very true.
Read that, Lola.
Oh, it was a propaganda push that was created when welfare and government assistance was expanded to women other than widow and single white mothers. That's where this false rumor on the black father started.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a little bit ago, Lou. We were kind of we touched on that. We briefly touched on that. It wasn't exactly in the same sense, but we touched on it briefly though. We did touch.
You got anything else you want to say on this T before we move on to the next?
No. I got all off track. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. Can y'all hear me now though?
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Mic a little loud.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're talking about not being able to get a job, unfair job environment for black people. That happens to us a lot. Being qualified until you're overqualified, going to a job and they tell you you're underqualified, but then they give Bubba Ray the job because Bubba Ray uncle used to smoke cigars with the manager's great grandfather back in the day. So Bubba Ray,
that one's not going to stop. Yeah, and that one's not going to stop. So the all on who you know, that's not going to stop. But what I do have an issue is when we both come to a job and I'm more qualified, but you give this other guy the job and you tell me I'm overqualified, but you know really I'm more qualified for the job. Or you tell me you feed me some crap.
Yeah.
But you give this other guy the job who may not even have a fraction of the experience that I have.
That's facts.
But you give it to him anyway. And why is that? It's and there's that bias. And they say, oh, I'm not prejudiced, I'm not this, but there's that unconscious, there's that bias in their head. It's already it's built in. It's like almost it's preordained that they're gonna look at you and they're gonna think less of you.
Right.
And they're gonna think you're not as smart.
And not even that, like because they will give, like, I'll use myself for an example. Me and this person apply for this same position. They give the position to the other person, but then they want to ask me, "Oh, can you train her?
Can you teach them?" Yeah. I like that one. Oh, I like what they do. Yeah. That one's crazy. Yeah. So I'd be like,
I don't know how
enough.
to do the job anymore.
Absolutely not.
Know enough.
I forgot how to do it. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I like that one. Hey, can you teach Betty Jean how to do that?
Nope.
No, I can't teach her nothing. Let her teach herself because that's what you're paying her for.
Malcolm has said this before. That's not a chip on my shoulder. That's your foot on my neck.
Yeah, no, and that's the truth. And that's the truth. I mean, it's somebody's foot on your neck. And how can you ever get past that when that's how they view you and they do that? I mean, it happens constantly. And I'm telling you, I'm not giving away insider secret, but I'm telling you, it happens all the time.
All the time.
It happens all the time.
It's not a surprise. Hey, big up everybody out there that's on the live. Please hit like if you haven't hit like already. Please share it on social media. Get some of your friends.
Yeah, no, don't tell them that. Don't be stingy.
So
don't be stingy.
Please share and have your friends join us in.
They want to talk to us too.
Yeah. Don't be a podcast pooper, like I said. We want to say prayers up for Haiti. Hopefully,
definitely.
Hopefully they can survive this and can rebuild their nation into a greater, bigger, and more prosperous nation. So I say to all my Haitians out there, big up yourself, big up my Haitian family that's married into the family.
Big up my niece and nephews out there.
We out here rooting for y'all always. We root for everybody in the Caribbean, in the West Indies. That's how we roll. So let's look at this. I share this a lot on Facebook. If y'all follow me, I share this at least 2-3 times a year. It always pops up. I always try to tell people this. See how long slavery was?
Exactly.
And and we need to take off some of the 2000, the green right here, because we was partially in it then too. But
still are.
But look, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I know people don't like to hear this, but desegregation wasn't necessarily the best thing for us.
It wasn't.
You know, so I'm saying that all the time.
Yeah,
It wasn't
we
necessarily the best in class. We
prosperous
were much more prosperous
Yep.
at that point. You
Yep.
know,
I think the concept was good, but how they
enforced it.
horrible.
Yeah.
well,
You know?
you can't enforce people's heart, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You
That's
can't.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Certain type of people should have been segregated over there, and
Yeah.
the people that wanted to be around each other should have been here.
exactly, and that's my whole point. This place
Huh?
is big enough. If you don't like a certain race of people, move to the other side and take your folks with you. Y'all stay over there. We okay. We don't
That's
want to be
exactly
together.
how it should
Let
have
us
been.
be together. That
Do
want
y'all
want
to be over here? No, okay.
Go,
Y'all can
go.
go over there. Y'all want to be here? Okay. Just like that. Just
I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth.
But
though. Think about
yeah,
it.
it could work.
If all of them that didn't like us,
It should work.
if all of them that didn't like us take themselves and go over there and build their own thing, take their own doctors, their own lawyers, everybody, and do that, we would be much better off as a country without them. Because they're a minority. They don't believe they're the majority of the country. They're not. They're a minority in the country. They're just out there with the loudest voices right now.
I
Let's
always
be clear
tell
about that.
Because they got
Yeah,
all.
but you got to realize back then, though, you know, like we're thinking about that now. We could say that, but back then they were, you know, deprived for so much. They wanted to have actually what these people have. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they fought so hard for us to have these opportunities.
And it really hurt us, though. It ended up hurting us in the end. That thing.
I mean, I don't want to say that it hurt us, but every time you have to realize every time that they made laws for us to advance, they're still on top of us. So they made other laws and made other loopholes to create the same cipher. So it's not that it's not that we, you know, like I can't honestly sit here and say, yeah, I want to go back to segregation and keep mine away. I can't say that, but I do know that while we were every time they gave us breadcrumbs, you know, like we were thinking we were really getting a whole loaf of bread, and then we didn't realize that loaf that they gave us was so minute, and they made something else to make it difficult.
But I would do it in the form of
What
not,
I just
not
said.
by race.
Yeah,
by who wants to be together. That's what we're saying. We're not saying by race. We're saying by who wants to be together.
Who wants to be there?
Yeah, we're talking.
Well,
We're talking
you don't like us.
Yeah.
You type of people that
Do
don't
you
like this.
want to go over there?
Over there.
They didn't say that. They didn't even want us to. They didn't really want us to be able to be free to be.
But what I'm saying, though, but like last year, okay, for instance, last year with George Floyd, we saw everybody of every ilk in the street protesting. They want to be with us. They want to be a part of this. We need to be together. The other ones need to go somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need
That's
to
what they're fighting you on. They're telling you this is their land. So you think they're gonna go somewhere else? That sounds good, but they're telling us to go back to where they stole us from. So those people you're talking about are telling us to go back to where they stole us from.
Well, they can go back to where they came from.
They're not going nowhere.
They came here to thief. So this wasn't.
They rightly came over here and stole this land, and
they stole it, so they can go back over there.
Take it.
Listen. There's the top of the country that had people on it. What's the problem?
Yeah, I ain't gonna take some.
I discovered my neighbor's house, and they don't want to move out.
Yeah,
I don't know why they're still in there, because I discovered their house.
Did you ever see that video though? Have y'all ever seen that video where the little young boy is going around? He's like, "I'm Christopher Columbus," and he's like, "I discovered this, so it's mine." And the people are like, "No, this is my car." He's like, "No, I'm Christopher Columbus. This is Columbus." Y'all have never seen that video.
I just want to let y'all know real quick. Shout out to Carrie. Big up Carrie. Don't forget October 15th. Noah Powell will be in the building. Only Christopher I acknowledge is Wallace and my homeboy Jansen. So Christopher Johnson, Christopher Wallace are the only Christophers I acknowledge. And me and my little brother sometimes.
Dang, only sometimes.
My brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, Christopher.
Yeah, I don't really like that guy sometimes. So yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think that as a race, we need some type of get back, as in some type of pay, some kind of reparation, some type of payments. If you look here, you see that everybody else got reparations, even the slave owners.
Oh, they paid the slave owners handsomely because they paid them because they lost their slaves. Imagine that.
Cattle. Get it right.
Imagine
But
that.
cattle. We were cattle. Come on now.
They paid them because we took it. We end slavery, so we got to pay you now.
Free
We
their
got to pay you
cattle,
now.
You know, we that shows you how much we are worth.
I mean, we built half the world.
Exactly. I mean, like, it's kind of sad because we didn't get our worth, you know what I mean? But you know, that's how much we meant to this country, you know what I mean? That they had to pay them for losing us. Like, that shows you how.
So sorry, earlier Yaz said they quickly came up with a bill to protect Asians.
Yeah, they did.
Asians, right?
Asians, yeah.
Asian, but we have never seen one to protect Black people.
No.
We have never seen one.
We're supposed to have gotten over slavery by now, you know.
Are you
like
expecting to see one?
I'm just so amazed at the speed at which they came up with that bill and got it passed. But I've never seen anybody, even the Black people. That's
ours got
put on the. Has anybody proposed one? I don't know that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of proposals.
There's about 1 million bills, but ain't nobody.
Nobody wants to do that. They said that falls
like
under a hate crime.
Oh, and we get.
That's what they said. They said it falls under a hate crime.
We get hate crimed every day.
Brit, big up yourself, Lou. Lou, what's all right to say? That's not a full list of repatriation U.S. has paid out. Yep. I mean, there's more. There's more people out there, but that's definitely a list that we're not on.
Yep, skip.
It don't matter what the list or how many more people on the list. We ain't on it.
and some are still being added on as we speak. Still being added on.
Never get repatriations. America can't afford to pay us our worth.
Oh, no. I said it's in the trillions already. I said that
completely.
It's past trillions. We built this mother.
Yeah, I mean, without us, this wouldn't be a country because they were too.
It will be ours. We will own it.
Yeah,
we will own it.
And still building now. I mean, I realized that it was a Black female doctor came up with the technology for Moderna and
out of NIH. Yeah,
we still doing the deed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they should send us back to Africa with everything that we know. They figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, we got to sew it up. I'm telling y'all, we got to sew it up.
We'll be okay.
We got heart surgeons. We have rocket. We have rocket scientists. We have astrophysicists. Oh, we got it all. Full package, baby. Full package.
When I was in the military, one of the classes that you had to take was for them to explain to you why they dropped nuclear bombs in Japan. So, once we finished with boot camp, I was there watching this thing, and of course I slept through it. But the fact of the matter is that they wanted you to know why they dropped nuclear bombs on Japan and why they rebuilt Japan. Have the military over there and paid them.
Yeah, right.
Makes a lot of sense to me. No, it don't.
No, it don't.
But anyway,
Not at all.
Nuke it the heck. Build it back. Oh, I'm paying you now. My bad. I'm paying you now. But the people that you had enslaved over here for all those years, nothing.
But sometimes I wish some Black people will understand the strength that we have. If we all come together, this world will be very, very different.
Yeah. If
we all was to come together, fingers make a fist, right? And we all do this. Listen, but some people want to do their own thing. They'll be like, "That's none of my business." Just like a job, like some jobs, like a manager is treating somebody wrong. You see it, but the first thing that come out your mouth is, "Well, that's not none of my business. I'm just here to do my job." No, I didn't get in a lot of trouble because of my. No, I'm not. That's my coworker. I'm not gonna sit here and let you do. No, but some people are like, "Oh, that's not my problem. I don't have nothing to do with that."
Yeah, that's.
But then
that's because
you should have.
Self-preservation.
Why you didn't say it?
That's what was taught to us from the moment that we stepped foot on this. Well, was put on this country, though. You know what I mean? We were taught to be against each other. We could not. They didn't want us to be together.
Plymouth Rock.
Land on us.
Yeah. But do you think we got any black leaders out there still? And if we don't, why do you think that there isn't any black leaders out there?
None that I can name right now. Like back in.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are though.
What do you think?
I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are, but I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you got Reverend. Yeah, I mean, you had Reverend Al out there, but he uptown now.
Reverend who?
He uptown now.
Reverend
Al, but he uptown now. You got. I mean,
Reverend
them guys taking a corporate check now, so it's different.
Say that again. Who? Reverend who?
I mean, what about Jesse J? Huh?
Who?
You see, that's what I'm saying. Operation Push. What happened? Where these guys at? The Rainbow Coalition. Where these guys at?
Draw your breaks. Ain't nobody worrying about them, dude. The last leaders we have was these guys, and there's a reason why we don't have them no more.
Because nobody else want to get assassinated, huh?
Exactly. We tired of getting knocked
That's why
off.
I said I know there's some out there. I know that we have a lot that have the skill set to actually do that. You know what I mean? But it's a different time. It's a totally different time. We don't have that togetherness as a community for that to, for those leaders to come about. We're showing so much divide, even in our own homes now. They have like really broken us down. We have to reprogram ourselves and start all over. So it has to start at home. It has to start with us individually teaching our children these things, us who have that knowledge. It ain't going to happen overnight. Like he just showed us the whole timeline. So this is something that when we figure it out, we really have to focus on home and start, spreading that.
I see him putting in the chat there a couple of names, but that's not the issue. We could throw names out, but nobody's really following these names.
I wouldn't call a lot of those guys like leaders.
Yeah, they're not.
When I'm talking about leaders, I'm talking about guys who are putting, Sean King is doing some good things. But Tamika Mallory are doing some good things, but they're and I'm not against them profiting off of what they're doing.
I mean, you could say DeRay McKesson too. I mean, you could put a few.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
But
you got a few other people out there.
For me, what they're doing is not as impactful to me as what I've seen others done. They're not making a stamp on the culture.
I feel like they're more influencers. I feel like they're more influencers than anything else.
I don't even feel like they're more influencers because I don't feel they have enough influence. They don't move people like these other guys that are Fred Hampton and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They don't move people like that. And we're in a social media era, so it's easy for them to get the message across. But their message that they're pushing is not the same as those guys' message. I do understand that.
I think we're so divided. I think we're so divided. That's why it's not that way.
Right?
Like, no, you have to think. You have to think. Those men there, the black people were coming from. I don't want to say, but they were more desperate to have that freedom that a lot of us take for granted right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're still being beat down, but we have a lot of freedoms that they did not have then. So those people believed and had faith and want to follow somebody. Now it's like crabs in a barrel. Every time there's someone who comes up and has something right to say, there's like 20, 30 people smacking them down, discrediting them. And no one wants to follow anyone. No one wants to really believe in anyone the way that they used to, because we're not as desperate as we were back then. Some people feel like we're great. But back then it was totally different.
About Tamika, and Sean, there's a lot of things that they do that's good, but then a lot of people come out and say, well, they didn't do this. I remember she was in an interview saying, Tamika Mallory, she was saying that, I know y'all don't like me and don't want me here, but I'm going, and you going back and forth, like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, she
defeating the purpose.
I'm like,
you have to ignore the negative and come out with your message. Don't respond to the negative.
It's hard to do sometimes. It definitely is hard to ignore
because you're human.
Yeah, but I think that my son is another one but I realize a lot of these guys get paid by big corporations to run around and do these things.
Yeah,
I realized that the other day because there's a friend of mine that does the same thing. I'm not going to say his name, but that's how basically he makes money. He rally guys. You know, he sends stuff for me to post, and I refuse to post them because it's not genuine to me. And me and him have this conversation all the time. We argue about it, and he's like, "The corporation trying to help. The corporation trying to help your pockets because they have an agenda that they're trying to push, and you want to feed your pockets, which I'm okay with that. But I'm not gonna help the false. You know, I'll post stuff that I see deemed. Cause I remember one time y'all used to see me posting a lot of stuff. A lot of that stuff came from him. And once I realized that, you know, it's bull crap, and a lot of these guys like my son, a lot of them are getting paid from big corporations to run around and do this type of stuff. I decided that, you know, I don't think that was what I wanted to do. But of course, I still post stuff at times that I see up there that that I agree with. But I don't think Tamika Mary is doing a bad job. What I do think is that it's hard for us to tackle. We have so much issues going on. It's hard for us to tackle all the time. And then she's in a place where she's always getting attacked. So she's always on the defense to try and, like, I guess, protect her sanity and protect what's going on.
I'm gonna tell you something.
She don't have enough people supporting her.
The internet is a beautiful thing because information, everyone can get information if they desire it. The bad part about the internet is social media. That's the worst. That's the worst thing. That's destroying. That's destroying the fabric of our people. I don't care.
It's destroying, but look how it also has exposure. It's kind of like a.
I mean, it's
a gift and a curse.
It's a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? Because we just said how earlier we just touched bases on how before all of this we were being treated a certain way by cops and nobody knew it.
It's a double-edged sword.
Now we have that.
Sword,
but you know what? You know what? I think that people knew it. They just didn't want to accept it. Make it more obvious.
Now they can't. They just can't hide it now. They just can't hide it now. That's all. They just can't hide it now. They knew it before. They just can't hide it now. But I'm saying though, the social media though, it to me is a cancer because people just use it for just the wrong reason.
Yeah.
And they just spread nonsense like the misinformation that we're talking about, and they do nonsense. They do more nonsense than positive stuff. There's no balance. You know, you'll see 99% nonsense and 1% positive, and the nonsense unfortunately outweighs the positive, and we need the positive for us to move further.
And that's what I was saying earlier.
A lot of us don't realize that we need that.
We need people to stand up, you know, because like I was saying earlier, like when it came to Martin Luther King, when it came to Malcolm X, let somebody on the street be saying something bad about one of them. It could be true. It could be true.
Back in the 90s,
but the
back
community
in the 90s, everybody was
won't
like,
having it. You know what I mean? Everybody. Nowadays, it's the actual community who is actually feeding this fuel to these white people so that they can use it against us. You know, like we have to, we really have to get to each
like
other.
Candace Owens and people like that feeds and say stuff that the other side wants to say, but they can't say because it's racist if they say it. Here's a Million Man March. Yeah, that was a good thing. Grassroots. Yeah, we do need grassroots.
And you guys are right. The people when they
here's the thing, Lou, what you're saying with this Martin Luther King thing. That's kind of nonsense. Of course, they didn't have Facebook, but he had the FBI sending tapes around to other pastors. Other people.
Bad mouthing him.
Trying to destroy his character and stuff like that. So there's different pressures for different time. And I do.
But he had the support of his community. That's the biggest thing. He had the support of his community. So when people said something bad about him, he didn't even have to respond back and become as angry and defensive because his community had his back. They're like, you're not going to talk about him like that, even if it is true.
But like you just said though, it's bad for us because we have our own kind. On the other side, saying dumb stuff about us and perpetuating that craziness, right? They're over there telling the other guys, like you said, they can't say it themselves, so they get them to say they pay them a little money to say that about us, and they're dumb enough to do it, right? They're dumb enough and unscrupulous enough to do it. So that's a big part of the issue. We need to start talking about them. We need to start talking about them and get them off those medias. I mean, it is crazy that they get up there and I mean, and I know when they go home, they can't believe any of that stuff. They don't actually believe that. They don't actually believe any of that stuff they're saying, but they come on TV and spew that nonsense all the time, so the other folks can use it against us. And they don't they realize what they're doing, but they do it for notoriety.
Paid for that.
Yeah. But I mean, when they go home, they don't really believe that. You know, they don't.
Some of them do. Some of them do.
To a point where some of these
Some of them do.
Kin folks.
Some of our own people hate us more than the white people hate us.
Remember, they was the one telling when we wanted to run away and want this. There was some of our own people telling the slave master.
Oh yeah. Oh, stay. Master gonna take care of you. Stay.
Yeah.
That's what happened. They gave them that competition mode, to see, you got rewarded when you did wrong to your people, you know what I mean? And when you stood up for your people, you got your back broken. That's another part of the
call them that sharp, man. Relax. We're not gonna call.
We're not gonna go there.
I can't even call that.
We're not gonna call names.
We're not gonna name call. We're not gonna name call.
Lou said what I'm saying is they didn't have everyday access of his community attacking him. Yeah, in some ways they didn't have everyday access, but remember they had marches and people that was inside as his organization trying to bring him down too, which he knew.
Yeah.
The FBI have a couple of tapes of hours of Martin Luther King that they have deemed classified years that they're claiming they're going to release in a few years. That's going to make us think totally different about him. I'm never going to think anything different about him.
Why? Because he was speaking the truth behind closed door that he couldn't necessarily say outside.
Exactly.
Y'all would have killed him earlier.
That too, probably because they had him cheating on his wife.
Not just that, it was illegal. What they were doing was illegal at the time too.
The first couple of presidents was cheating on their wife too by raping slaves.
I mean, he was a flawed human being. What you gonna take away the righteous stuff that he's done? Really?
Right.
But
he didn't rape a slave.
Yeah, we get what you're trying to say, Lou. That's these people are attacking. I guess it's a mistrust. They're fed mistrust in us so much because we don't trust nothing nowadays in our community. So they fed so much mistrust in us. We don't believe nothing what people say. We don't believe Tamika. We don't believe Sean King. It come to a point where they was attacking Elijah Cummings a few months before he died. Saying
exactly.
That he was with the too much and he was doing this too much. And when he died, he was this great civil rights movement leader.
If we do anything positive that seems to be reaching the people, they quickly try to discredit us.
Yeah,
quickly with the quickness.
Nobody is perfect. Everybody has a past. Everybody has something. You know what I mean? Like what?
Speak for yourself. I'm perfect.
But that's the go-to though for a lot of these guys that are trying to destroy, trying to destroy somebody's character. That's like the go-to, right? When you can't dispute their argument, when you can't dispute what they're saying, they try to destroy their character. So if they can't dispute their argument,
but they're kind of doing that right now with all of all of the people who were something. Every time someone stands up, like
45 grape about 100 chicks.
It was with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Happy birthday, Mr.
President. Politics in America, I guess worldwide is terrible, but I've noticed that in America it's much more terrible because it is turned into something that is costing people their life.
It's about living and dying now, not even winning and losing anymore.
Yep, they cough it up to. So what if 500,000 people lose their life? It's politics.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's literally what happened. I mean, literally, it's about losing.
You drive down the street, accidentally hit somebody, they lock you up in jail for 25 years. But let 500,000 people die. It's politics.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Very true. Very true.
Man. This is something that you would like, because I remember that we were talking about when we say Black Lives Matter, they say all lives matter.
Yeah, really.
That's a good sign.
That is definitely because I don't see any of their lives in danger. But every time they say, all lives matter, really? Because my life is the one that's in danger.
Yeah. When was the last time my life mattered to you?
No.
Ain't matter, don't matter, never will matter.
Yeah, that's just yeah.
See that, Sheree? Sheree said he's
Drea said he's perfect.
Andreas, big up yourself.
Flawless.
Definitely, yeah, you're perfect, bro. That's right.
just had to let T know because I don't like how T was giving misinformation out there.
I know y'all were just talking about this.
Yeah,
People in your community who give out
Yeah,
misinformation.
When the perfect guy is sitting right here.
There are, you know,
I'm just
One
flabbergasted.
here and one in the comments. Huh?
one in the
Dre,
comment section
Dre,
too.
are you flawless?
Information.
He's flawless.
Hey,
Oh.
two perfect guys on the same internet.
You know,
Wow.
Get out of here.
Wow,
Get
man,
out of
this
here.
is an amazing moment.
it happened.
Only on a Tuesday night. Anything
Exactly.
goes podcast.
Anything
That's what
goes.
happens.
Flawless on the
Anything
comments.
goes.
Yeah.
You get
Mr.
perfect man.
Shirley,
I've been looking all my life for the perfect man, and look at this.
All she
All
like.
I had to do was be on the Anything Goes podcast on
Oh,
the
she
Tuesday
lied.
night.
Look. Once again, shout out to Haiti.
Prayers up.
Top I say my family members, married into the family. I keep saying that because I'm Jamaican and I don't want nobody to feel like, I'm not Jamaican. So they're married into my family, but they're still family. Marriage.
Whatever. May I find my niece and my nephews and my sister-in-law straight up.
Big
Stop
up on
I say, love you guys.
Yeah, they're men, so I love man, so I like them though.
For my niece and my nephew, them, I love them.
I love man.
I love them.
Mm,
Love them straight. Love them to the
But we
moon.
never gonna get
Baghdad.
Now what you love my niece and nephew them.
I
That's
didn't
it again.
They love guys.
We're really
Nobody heard you, bro. You said I love guys.
Hey, call it what you want.
Baghdad.
Call it what you want. I'm not taking that back. Call it what you want.
Straight.
Hey, fire for you, you know. I don't love guys. I love my family members, but I don't love guys.
We're never
Yeah.
gonna get even a lot of people can talk, but we're never gonna be able to be. Never gonna see us as equal.
Ever.
They never
We're
gonna.
not.
Just like
We're
I
not
remember
equal,
when I think we was talking about something. I said Jay-Z is a billionaire, and they probably still see him.
Oh,
as,
it's still
you
Jay-Z
know,
said himself when he walk in
He
the
got a
room.
song on his album.
Yeah, I'm still the N-word in the room that they scared of.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You know,
That's
they'll-
why I like when he walk in. It's crazy.
the
Even
thing
though I don't like his hair, I like when he walk in because can you imagine this
this
black man
dude,
with that hair looking all
all the
crazy?
power in the world that makes you make all that money that you can't piss him off, or it might be a problem. See, this the problem right here. This complexion of skin, that's what bothers. This complexion of skin is deemed dangerous.
Well, they think we're harboring some anger from slavery or something.
I don't know what. I mean, they've been doing it before they put us in slaves, so we can't. We ain't harboring anything. It's just
They know how
they-
powerful we are.
Yeah,
You
they
know
do.
what I mean? That's the best thing. If you're going against a big giant, you look at this giant and you know you're about this big and they're like 10 times the size of you. You're not going to try to fight the giant. You're going to try to mentally fight the giant. And that's what they did to us. So we need to, now that we know that, we need to mentally prepare ourselves. We already strong.
What Bob Marley said, we need to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our
Yes,
mind.
we do. That's what
We need
they
to do
did to
that.
us. They
We need
messed
to
with
do
our
that.
mind because they knew how strong we
Exactly.
were. That's why they had us out there doing it, treating us like we were animals because they knew we were like 10 times the strength
Our
they had.
strength
They had to break us down mentally. That was the only way to keep us enslaved.
And unfortunately, none of us are getting help, or a lot of us are not getting help to get out of that mindset and that mind frame. Yes.
It's the masses.
Big up to the great Bob Marley. Yes.
the legend.
Yeah. Pardon me, y'all. The great, legendary Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yes.
Yeah, Andrea said that the people in my job they're having a heart attack. How can we help them to make
What
this?
what we did to y'all.
How can we help y'all to make this happen faster?
How can I know that?
The fact is, if you have a problem with what we're saying, and if you have
You
a
are the
problem
problem.
being treated horribly, and we having a problem with it, then guess what, buddy? You are the problem.
Right there.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you get up every day?
Okay,
Why
pal.
would you be afraid of somebody
problem,
just
pal.
because of the holidays?
You're the
Buddy.
pal.
Ignorance.
I mean,
You know,
like
choosing to
I'm-
be ignorant.
But like I'm the most peaceful person. Like, why would you be very afraid of me? I don't even like violence.
Well,
I
I
don't
was
even wanna
afraid of
fight
you
nobody.
last Thursday.
Oh, man,
It scared me.
You better watch out. I'm gonna
It
get
scared
that.
me
Hey,
last
you better
Thursday.
watch out.
Put in work,
Yeah,
okay?
watch out. Hey, look, I got my AC back. I'm crazy
I was
now.
like, who is this guy? You know?
Man, give players air. They start acting crazy.
I'm finna be
You
tired.
were too cool. I was like, wow.
Man, it was so chilly. I had to work up a sweat.
Show them your grill. Show them your gangster grill.
Oh, nigga said,
The gangster grizzle.
Gangster grill.
That's the business. That's the businessman grill. I couldn't go to work with the tracks in my mouth. I didn't want to do all that. I didn't feel like dealing with all that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like dealing with it.
Hey man, so let's run through credit real quick. We're not properly taught about credit in our community. We're not properly taught about how we should use money, how to save money, and it's not really. I'm not even gonna blame our parents for that. I'm gonna blame just how we came about, the situation that we came from, and that there's a lot of times in our community that when you're making $7.25 an hour, what you gonna save?
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
when you get that credit card, making $7 something an hour, you need something. You're going to go out there and in your mind, you're like, okay, I'm going to get this, but I'm going to pay it at the end of the month. But then end of the month comes and something comes up because that $7.25 doesn't stretch very far. And then you pay this much on it, and then you push it down the road a little bit.
Mhm.
And then before you know it, you keep buying, and then next thing you know, you've amassed too much to pay off.
Yep.
Or it's going to take you 5 or 6 years to pay it off if you pay the minimum. And guess what? That's all you can pay because $7.25 doesn't go very far. I mean, it's like you said, it's not that we don't want to save. Maybe we weren't taught to save enough, or just how society is set up with $7.25, and you have to get certain things. You need certain things.
What you gonna say?
You're gonna get it. Think of somebody that has kids. They have to get school clothes for kids.
Let's take a pause real quick. Lola,
So it's a war in the comment section.
Lola,
there.
What
Lola's
happens?
gonna be needed in
Did somebody start something out?
Yeah, Lola's gonna be needed in HR after this.
Oh wow.
What did
Okay. They're choosing violence. Okay, let me
come early. Star Point. Say, if I come early, my brother here, him just leave because he have to take care of some things.
Yeah.
You got to go back to the outhouse before 10 o'clock. So he got to get back there.
Yeah, but again, that it's just like one little thing. You have to get that one thing, and you were going to pay it back. But then at the end of the month, something comes up, and it just keeps going down the road. And then next, you're stuck. Before you know it, you're like, oh man, I have this big bill, and with the interest rate, you'll never pay it off unless you get a better job, or eventually it goes so bad you have to file for bankruptcy. I mean, there are a lot of different ways to get in trouble with credit.
But
Shout out to my mom.
a lot of
Some people
that file like they file bankruptcy like it's nothing, like it's
like it's going out of style. Like it's
yes.
Former president.
I mean, our good president did that. You know what I mean? That's what that's that WPS.
He's a criminal.
That's that WPS right there. That's who do that. Black people don't do that because we think that if we file bankruptcy, it's the end of our life.
We
but
say
the
it's crap.
WPS, they do it constantly.
Yeah, we pay that bill off.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of us Black people became 18 with bad credit already because our parents
getting stuff in your name.
You know what's crazy though? My mom taught me about credit. If there's one thing that I'll ever strike and say my mom taught me about credit, my mom always pushed the fact that I needed to have good credit in America. And it's factual. I've learned that over the years.
She did push that. She
You know?
got me a credit card. She got my first credit card from my mom. Got my first credit card, so she had hers, and she got me an extra card when I just got in the military. She taught me about credit.
Yeah,
I did teach Kiana, my kids about credit, so I am teaching them about credit. My son.
But guess what? Halfway through, I got in trouble halfway through, but I came back. But I came back.
But you bounced back. That's all that matters.
I learned my lesson.
As long as you learn from your
I learned my
mistakes.
lesson. But yeah, I mean, it's easy. You know, young, you get a credit card, you use it, you're gonna pay it. Then all you need is one bad thing to happen, which one bad thing did happen. And then it's like, oh crap! Everything.
I was scared. I was scared of credit. I was scared.
I was at one point.
I really was in the mentality. I got my first credit card when they made me have to have a credit card in order to rent a car at the airport, and that's sad. But that was my first credit card. I'm the type of person if I don't own it, I don't like having money.
Well, that's a good.
You know what I mean?
That's a good.
It's a good way to think, but what it does at the same time is it does not build your credit. You know what I mean? In the same note, so that's something I had to realize because like I didn't,
and that's what happened.
I was 35 when I got my first credit card ever in my life.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like literally.
20. I think I was
35
when she gave
35.
It to me.
My 20s.
Norfolk Airport demanded that I had to have a credit card, and I couldn't use my Visa debit.
I was in my 20s, my early 20s. And
but I saw how
a lot of black people don't know how credit works.
They don't.
They get a card and be like, I don't know. I have credit cards. I don't know why my credit is still so low because you're not using it. It's not. You have to use your credit.
You have to actually use it. You can't hold it and pay things.
2 years ago,
you gotta use it just to pay it.
And your balance can't be too high.
Nope. You have to learn how to wrap. Yeah. And even if it's high, if you pay it fast, it helps you.
It'll be okay if you pay it fast, but if it's too, if it remains too high, like
if it lingers on your account for too long, it's going to eventually draw your credit scores down. Yeah,
but the good news is, as you pay those down every month, it updates every month. It go up 5 points, it go up 10 points. You keep that balance going down, your credit keep going up. Keep that balance going down, credit keep going up.
Go up eventually. It'll show that you are a strong payer of your credit. You know what happened is I learned this a long time ago. When I first came to Virginia, right? I went to this car dealership and they was trying to give me like a 27%. Yeah. And I was like, and at the time I didn't know any better. So I was there getting ready to sign this paperwork, and I made a call to one of my friends, and his daddy heard. And all I heard was, "Mother, you better not sign that paper." I'm like, "Yo, you got me on speaker?" He's like, "Yeah, my daddy said don't sign that nonsense, boy."
Well, that's good. That was good.
Start learning more about credit.
Look at that.
Thing we don't know these things, so it's hard.
Yeah.
It comes down to information again.
I just literally got a notification from Experian that my FICO score increased 3 points during this conversation. Look at that. I like that. Let's keep talking about credit. Maybe I'll get another boost.
I like to brag on my 825
every month
credit score. I like to brag on it.
Yes, for the good credit.
I got white people credit.
Yeah. Credit club.
That's good.
See me in the streets. Us know I got white people credit.
I went up 15 point
last. The color of our skin, we gotta have it.
Yeah,
we gotta have it.
When it comes to credit, I don't play around. I don't take nothing out of my credit for nobody unless I can pay for it. I'm not doing none of that. We can not be friends again. All you want, but
is that a thing? People that you take stuff out on your credit for them?
Yeah,
is that a real thing?
What? That they do what?
Take stuff out on your credit for them.
Family members, friends. I know a young lady that did that for her friend. Her friend brought her back the car and said she don't want it anymore.
Oh no, yeah.
So what are you gonna do now? After your friend, have you feeling sorry for your friend? She didn't have a vehicle. Take a car out in your name for her. She's been paying for it for a while. Now she feels like, hey, I'm okay in an okay situation. I want to get something different. She don't want your car anymore. She brings it back to you and tell you, I don't want your car anymore.
Yeah, people
and
do that.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay both car notes.
Yeah, no, I mean,
listen, I'm sorry, but if you're at my age right now and you couldn't get a car in your name,
you ain't gonna get one.
You ain't gonna get one.
Keep catching the bus.
That's something you do when you like 21 and you don't know no better.
Hey, what's that thing people say? Where they do that at? What?
Look,
nowadays we won't even rent a car for our best friend. We'd be like, what? Why you can't rent? Hold on, what?
Listen, that don't even. That's not even a question somebody can ask me. No, why would you even ask somebody? No.
You know something messed up if they got that.
You got a credit card I can use to rent a car? I got a credit
I
card.
got like 5 or 6, but no, you can't use none of them.
Yeah,
no.
it ain't for you to use to rent a car.
We ain't doing that no more.
Hey, that's weird though. That somebody would.
There's people that do that.
Think about it. How long ago it's been since you do that?
Yeah, you co-sign for your kids for stuff. You co-sign for your kids on stuff.
I ain't doing it for them either.
Oh no, I do for my kids, bro.
Oh,
I'm not co-signing for my kids for nothing. Kids are irresponsible, and they're gonna be.
They might be,
but I'm not doing it. You can do it.
But if I can't, so listen, look at this.
Listen, no, listen. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm not co-signing nothing for my kids.
Like I'm saying,
so when he go to college, and you need to co-sign on that loan for that college, you're gonna co-sign.
No, I'm not co-signing the loan. I'm taking it on for myself. So now that's my loan.
Well,
you still gotta put it in his name.
It's my loan. I'll be paying for it. So I'm not worried.
Yeah, you'll be paying the bill, but it still has to be in his name.
Yeah, it'll be in both.
It still has to go in his name.
It'll be in both our names.
And then you ain't gonna be able to see the bill. You ain't even gonna be able to get the financial information.
So if my name is on it, it has to come for me to pay it. But the point that I'm making is kids are irresponsible and they're gonna ruin my credit. So anything that I'm gonna get for my kid is not gonna be for my kid to do it. My kid's credit. I'll get my kid a car, but I'm getting you the car. We're not
what
getting.
I'm saying is though, when I say co-sign, though, I'm making sure that I can afford that's gonna be paid. I'm making sure it's paid. It's not gonna be like, oh, they gotta do it if they can't do it. It's messed up. No.
But if you do it that way, then it's not gonna help him build his credit.
You can do that. No, my kid credit will be being billed before I have to get him a car. My kid credit will be being built before I put him in school and be paying. My kid credit is being built right now. That's the thing that I'm trying to explain to y'all. If I'm gonna get something for my child, I'm not getting it on the behalf of he's gonna be able to mess it up because he's a child. He will mess it up, and I'm not gonna take I'm not gonna take the chance with messing my credit up with anybody else. I'm not gonna take the chance with messing it up with my kid either. I'm gonna get him what he needs to get him through life. I'm gonna prepare him to get to his destination, and then after that, he's gonna have to start working. You're gonna have to start making moves for himself. But there's never a chance to go there and say, "Hey, my kid I need to get my car, my daughter a car." And then now, when she and her crazy boyfriend feel like, "Hey, you know what? Forget your parents. They're gonna pay for it anyway." Now I'm gonna pay for it anyway because I already got you a car.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get another car, here's what you do: you can go trade the car in that you got for free and ruin your credit, but you ain't gonna ruin mine. Yeah? So you can do whatever you want to do, short man, but I'm not doing that.
Different strokes. That's all I'm saying. Different strokes.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want to do.
Shout out to Carrie and DJ Star Pants. Thank you.
I just want to say that. I just want to say if Lola keep talking.
Oh, it really is Star Pants.
Let's see how y'all gonna shout her out now. Well, shout out to Carrie and DJ. All right, it's October 15th. If you're in the Hampton Roads area or you're in the DMV area, you can come down for Now Power. Now Power will be in the house. We'll have more information for you about how you can get tickets and how you can get. I think all the VIPs are already bought out. We might have to make some more VIP for a couple special one of y'all if y'all coming in from out of town. If y'all just really want a VIP, we can. I've seen some parties when they just put a chair in a corner and charge you.
God.
We can do that too.
Put a sign that says VIP. Give him a cardboard sign that says VIP.
I think I'll pass on that. Yeah.
Put the bucket on the floor with a sign and say VIP.
I'll wait for the Instagram pictures to come out.
$1.
I'll wait for the pictures to come out of the gram.
Yeah. Hey, there's always different ways to raise your kids, to raise your family, and to choose what you do. I know as a kid, I was very irresponsible with how I deal with things. And I expect that from my kid. So I expect my kid to learn, to make mistakes. And I expect me to be there to help him to survive. What I don't expect me to be is an idiot and let my kid ruin me so I won't be able to help them when they're needed to help. Now, there's times that everybody do things different, like I said before.
Mhm.
But I've learned over the years that, especially learning from myself, I learned a lot of mistakes and a lot of bad deeds that I've done over the course of my life. That I'm not the only one that are doing these things. A lot of other people is doing it also. And if I can help, and if I one thing that parents, I hear a mother say, well, I'm not going to do this for my kid, or a father say, I'm not going to do this because I want to do this for my kid. But if you don't eat, you're going to be hungry and you ain't going to be able to go out there and defend to feed your kid. So what you're saying sounds good, but you actually have to do the deed to make it. You have to play the role. So instead of not eating at all, you can split the meal with your child. So you can have the energy to go out there and work again, so you can bring back in food to eat with your child. You know, a lot of the stuff I say sounds hard, like I say, but there's a method to the madness. There's
No, but
actually,
you have a point. You have a point. You have a
yeah, it
point. You have
actually
a point.
works for people. And I've realized that throughout my life, I realized that I did a lot of stuff that I didn't have to do to get myself to where I got myself to. And I realized that my kid is probably gonna make that same mistake. And I'm not gonna be here to beat him down or to judge him. I just need to be here to be able to corral him. When he make a mistake here, when he make a turn there, that I have enough influence, I have enough backative that I can say, hey, uh, let's get you back over here. So, hey, Lola, we're gonna get you out of here again.
What Lola got going on?
Yeah.
Oh
What is going?
my god! Oh, I was there dying.
So, you know, I did perfect bad deeds, Lola.
Perfect
Proud of
shot.
you.
Perfect.
That's funny.
Perfect. It was
I think
perfectly bad.
I think Lola I think Lola
Perfectly bad.
haters.
This is what happened when you got to be out of uniform.
You
Yeah.
know?
I know what's gonna happen Thursday night. Let me give y'all a quick dry run of what's gonna happen Thursday night. Now you see her, now you don't.
Nope.
Yeah, big up yourself. If you ain't went ahead and sign up on the on YouTube yet and subscribe, please make your way over to YouTube and subscribe. This has been very entertaining. Before we get out of here, let's have some last words real quick. T, what's your last words about this segment and stuff about what's going on in the community in our community?
I would say that, we really, really do need to focus within and start figuring out where, our downfalls are and how we can fix that, stand together, support each other. Crabs in a barrel will never get outside of that barrel, but if we work together, we might build a chain and make it out. So, let's work together.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Lola, since you won't be here from now on, what's your last what's your last thing to say on your departure? No, I'm just
We as a people have to do better together. That's the only way things will get better. And then as individuals, we have to live our own truths so that people can't use stuff against us.
I agree.
True indeed.
I agree. Definitely. Sharp man, aka my mom thought you was a tall man, but I told her that would not be true. But what's your thoughts before we get out of here?
I think people just need to be smarter online and be more, thoughtful about the information that they're passing around. When you see some information, read it for yourself, keep it to yourself, and learn about it before you go ahead and share it, because you could be sharing something that could be detrimental to other folks.
Very.
And you don't know how far that information may reach and who it may harm. So definitely, that's something I think that we should all, strive to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Cherie, what's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are, let's all come together. If you see your brother, it don't have to be your blood. If you see your black brother, black sister, black child, Speak up for them. Let's defend each other. Nobody's gonna do us for us. Like I said before, you see this? If we do see these fingers, it makes a fist. If we all come together, we'll be the most powerful. We are the powerful people. Let's not get that. But if we all come together, it'll be a different United States.
Word.
Hey man, thanks for everybody that out there that joined us. Don't forget now Power on the 15th. Carrie's shirt ain't gonna be tall enough. Carrie needs some baby shirts. So if y'all have any baby shirts, y'all can donate to us for Carrie to wear around. You can find a shirt that fit Carrie. Again, prayers up for Haiti. There's a lot of people around that are collecting supplies to ship to Haiti. If you're in the 757 area, I know they're collecting stuff, I think, over MP's way, or they have information where you can get it to. I know you can probably contact your local FEMA's in place like that that's in your area, and they will give you this information on how you can get supplies, stuff. Any little thing works. You can help people out with. Any little thing works. Hey, Sharp man, before we go, man, get him a glimpse of the grill again, man. Get him that grill. Yeah. Gangster Grizzle. I gotta get the Grizzle sample for when you do the grill. Hit him with the Gangster Grizzle. But people, mad love, mad respect. Thanks for coming out with us. Don't forget, this Thursday night we're gonna be here again. And this Sunday night, we're going to be here for Top 5 Sunday. This Thursday night topic is keeping your option open cheating. So we're gonna figure that out. We're going to figure that out this Thursday on the podcast. So
well, let me think that over hump day.